yesterday, and hopefully you've sat down and decided what is going to be your unique brand in the day that you're going to market, not only on company-wise, but you as an individual. What's going to make you as an expert in 2020, and how you're going to stand out in the sea of chaos that is around the world. So that is the most important. Now, if you missed me, this is the companies that I support and that I'm part of. And if you want to know a little bit more about me, there's this link. But don't worry about it. That link will be shared with you again in the PowerPoint slides and in every process that we connect with you. So again, for me, it is how can we crush it in 2020? While the world is being crushed by this coronavirus, it's time for us to see how we can change our approach, use the tools out there to our advantage, and get the results that we need to get. Now, if you missed yesterday's slides and I couldn't, you haven't received them by email, it is important for me for you to start looking at something called slide share. Now, in slide share, you will see my PowerPoint slides are uploaded there, plus a few other slides that you might benefit from. So please go make time to follow me on slide share. You see I already have 209 followers. This is a nice tool to use where you can upload your presentations for other people to see and to download, to go through. So it's a great place to put all of your slides. So please go with your LinkedIn profile and you will receive the slides. There's yesterday's version 1. So if you want to go relook at what we discussed yesterday. Now, I'll just go look for Kobus Visser. You will see I'm the one on matches in the image. And just go search at the bottom, you will see the one I uploaded was Marketing Industrial Revolution 4. Version 1 is uploaded. Plus, I did also a Motivation Monday, a video that was uploaded. So please go take time, go look at the videos, and learn from what you missed yesterday. So I know there's a few of you that didn't have internet. The internet is a little bit slow. But I think at the end of the day, we work with what we have. So one thing that is important for me today, before I get to all of the social media that is important and we need to discuss, one thing for me important is that there's different types of media. And the 3 different types of media is that will help you to first and foremost drive traffic. And secondly, is I think the most important in everything that we do is lead generation. And lead generation is, I think, is what everyone wants in the end of the day. Is because in most businesses, you can't do business if you don't have leads. And how do we generate leads? Most social media companies out there take advantage of you and they say, oh, I've generated so many likes for you and I've so many impressions. And then you come at the end of the month and you're like, but where's the money in my pocket? There is no money. And I think that is the one thing I don't like about most social media companies is that they mainly there for brand awareness. I usually joke, if I feel down, I will just go boost a few likes or boost a few posts. And then, it's my Blue Monday. And then as the likes come in, I start feeling better. So that's what most people do. It's a good feel. It's nice to see all the likes and people commenting. But if it doesn't bring in business, it means nothing. It means just brand awareness and creating and generating awareness about your brand and people to follow you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get business from it. The second thing is, do you measure it? Is there a measurement in place for you to, in the end of the day, see, is it working or is it not working? If you hear background noises, it's my boys that are here with me, and I have the opportunity to have them with me this holiday. And they're busy making breakfast for us now. Okay, let's look. There's 3 different medias that we're going to look on. There's the paid media versus earned media and owned media. And you want to get to a point where you're right in the middle, that you have a part of a paid media, earned media, and owned media, that you can still grow your brand and leverage all marketing that is out there. Now, Earned media is where it's shared, engaged, and it's with paid promotion. Then there's SEO and branded content, drive earned media. And then the last one is gain more exposure to web properties with SEO and paid searches. So let's look about the different ones. So earned media is through word of mouth and the recognition you have received as a result of your efforts. And this is without payment, This is the place where we want to also be mainly, is to get people to share our content. And that's why content is so important, but it's because this drives marketing. It not only creates awareness, but it also drives your marketing to be seen by others because people repost it. And I think for me, the most biggest one is customer reviews. Do you have customer reviews on all of your sites, not only from your website, but also to Facebook, LinkedIn, Google My Business, etc. And we're going to get to that because you'll see why that is important. The next thing is, do you do press releases or publicity? And I think that is the most important. Is press releases is what's happening currently in the market. And what is your thoughts on that, and especially your industry? Example, like now there's coronavirus. As a motivational speaker, I can put out there about how to be in this period of time. I can share with people, like I'm currently doing, the power of social media. And by putting out press releases, just hold on for a second. Press releases, I think is the most important, is like me doing now on social media, is how to use social media to your advantage. The next one is advertising. So advertising is a method of promoting your content and advertising it to get exposure with payment. Now, this is where if you have an advertising budget, you're going to use your advertising budget for paid searches, where you want people to find you when they search for you, especially on Google. And that's where Google AdWords come from. You're going to do display ads. Display ads is going to be, you've probably seen those. That is on YouTube. When you look at a video, there's usually an ad beforehand, or at the bottom, there's a banner that is an ad. Retargeting ads, is those ads that follow you around. One moment you see it on YouTube, then it's on Facebook, then it's on Google, then it's on all areas. Like the ad follows you around. Paid content, paid influencers, influencer marketing is very big at the moment. Is where people, on Instagram, they have like 1 million followers. You reach out to them and you pay them to promote your product and market you. Social media ads that we're going to get to, and sponsored tweets. Now, this is paid ads. Own media. Now, own media, this is what you own and that you are fully control of. And this is with or without payment. It depends. But this is now like your website, your blog, social media. If you have any white papers out there, ebooks, is it user generated? For me, the most important is those two, content and the reviews. Do you have that? And we're going to see how important that is into your marketing in this age. And webinars. This is a platform where I teach and where you can teach and put your content and info out as well. So it's all about giving value. In this age, if we can't give value, people is not going to buy from us. They want to be connected to us. It's the age of connection. Because of the disconnection at the moment, people are going to long for more connection, and they're going to long for being valued and not being taken advantage of. And please buy. But by giving them, Gary Vee says it's jab, jab, right hook. You jab, jab, you keep on giving, and then the right moment you ask for the sale. Now, first and foremost, I'm not going to focus much on offline marketing, but offline marketing is just as important as online marketing. The reason for this is you have to measure everything, because in certain industries, offline works better than online. For example, telesales. Do you still at least do some telesales in your business? It's where you pick up the phone and you get an appointment or you get a video call. I think telesales people have lost the touch at doing, because nobody wants to call, nobody wants to sell. For me, the most important is, do you love what you do? And if you love what you do, you're gonna go out. I think you're gonna go out and you're gonna share it with everyone. So that makes telesales so much easier, is because you love what you do and you want the whole world to know what you do. I remember it's like my friends, and when I was young, we just got baptized, we just accepted Jesus as our Savior, and then we went out and we wanted to convert the whole world. Imagine that in your business. You get so in love with your business, you just want to go share it with the world. The next one is direct mail. Interesting that a company by the name of MailChimp, that you will see about later, has initiated a part of their platform, postcards, is to direct mail postcards to people. Now, you might ask, well, why? But if I have to ask you a question, how many of you still get mail, but not emails, mail? How many of you still get postcards? If you go look at it, in the past, when direct mail was out there, it competed with all of the other mail that you received. Today, it's hardly anything. Where your email box, where it was little, has grown to where I, example, receive about 1,000 emails a day. Most of it I just delete. So your messages get lost. And that's why direct mail is sort of coming back. So you need to consider of being in direct mail. Imagine you still do it handwritten. My grandmother still writes me letters. And it's so amazing to open it because it's handwritten. You just want to see, and there's so much emotion in it. Imagine you can reach out to companies, a CEO, a handwritten mail letter. It's going to bypass the secretary because it's going to look, it's private address. It's not printed. It's privately addressed. It's like, dear John, from Quibus, please find this, valuable. But I think at the end of the day, it's to share you. And by coming there, the secretary will not open it because it will look not like a normal envelope. It look personalized. And the chances of the CEO opening it, it's so much bigger. Not only that, do you still write letters to your old clients? Do you connect with your old clients by giving them a letter and say, thank you for your support? Not printed, where you just sign. There's something about handwriting that connect with people. So again, like I said yesterday, there's all different ways of advertising. There's written, there's visual, there's auditory, and there's feelings. And so how do you make your customer and potential customer feel? Now, there's magazine inserts and events. Unfortunately, in this period of time, we can't do events. But guess what? We can do online events. How can you in your business still do an online event? And print advertising will be a little bit challenging now. You won't be able to share print advertising. But I'm going to show you about a business card, important how your business card should look like. But one thing about it, if you still believe in flyers, I always say put a call to action on it, even magazines. A big call to action so that you can measure it. An example we did with one client is when they put out flyers, the call to action was, please WhatsApp free to the following number, WhatsApp flyer to the following number. And they gave out 1,000 flyers and only 10 people responded to the flyer. Now that is 1%, if not only 1% of 1,000. So is then that worthwhile? Well, if you look at the price you pay for flyers, that was about 300 Rand or 400 Rand for the 1,000 flyers. And that's 10 leads. In the end of the day, it depends on your business. What is your price per lead worth? What is a good lead worth? Can you convert that lead? Because this customer, if they convert one of those leads, it pays for all the flyers. And then they have 9 possible other leads to make money from. So it all comes down, like I said yesterday, about money, is to measure where your money goes and is to measure your return of investment. I see Lorraine says, hi, Quibus, Lorraine here. Well, thank you, Lorraine. Hopefully you will have time to see the other videos as well and the PowerPoint slides. So welcome. Okay, next is, as I spoke about printed, you see there's my a business card. Now, this is not only a business card, it's also can be your mail signature. And one thing that I want you to see is the photo of me on my business card, signature or signature. And the reason for this is, if I had to ask you, what remember the people. Now, if they don't know how you look like, the chances of them after a while to connect with you is less than when they have a picture to see, because then they will recognize you. I see most people don't do that. the reason I get to or marketing events and or networking events, and I get like 100 business cards. I go through the business cards. I don't really do who, because I can't make the connection. It's like, who's Jane now again? And sometimes I will go Google them and I won't find them on even social media. And then I'm like, does this person exist? They say today, if you don't on social media, you don't exist, because everyone, even people that does looking for jobs or recruitment, also goes and look at your social media, who you are, what you do, what you say. Now, by having an image on there, you're going to have people to remember you by, because if you're going to make an impact, people will contact you compared to someone else. So, example, if I was in real estate, I have a photo and the next one doesn't have a photo on, who do you think people are going to connect with? The one they remember, the one they connected. And why not use your photo? Because then they were like, oh, probably I connected with Kobus. I remember him. Let me give him a call. Look at that beautiful smile, that sexy smile. I'm going to contact him. I think he's going to help me the best. So that is why it's so important. Okay. Next thing, we're going to talk about this morning about online. Now, online is also important, is first and foremost your email address. Now, most of you have email addresses, and I want to make sure that you will notice my email is kobus@kobusvisser.com. Just as an example. Please make sure that you don't use Gmail addresses. I still find businesses do that. It takes me 90% of the time, I don't trust the Gmail address, because is this person real? There's so many, how can I say, 419 scams that I get because of a Gmail address. So it already, I will delete it more easily than any other email address. And also be careful how you name your email address. Labor of love, .3. What does that say about you? How you name your Gmail address is also important. But people don't see Gmail addresses as professional. Also, the next thing is about make sure you don't have a difficult business name or name people can't spell. If you're going to say email to me at intrinsically, I'm not going to remember how to spell it. I'm probably going to spell it wrong, and then you're never going to get the email. Also, people don't like generic emails like info, like inquiries, because they want to connect with, say it, people. Yeah, I think that is the one thing that is important, is people want to connect with people in the end of the day. And make it as personal as possible. And an example there at the bottom as well. Also make sure that your email and company doesn't have a mismatch. If you're ValueNet Global, don't just have an email ValueNet. Have it as ValueNet Global in the end of the day. And the reason for that is people are searching your name. They're not going to search. It's like Kobus. I can't just have a kobus.com. I should have a kobusvisser.com, because people know me as Kobus Visser. So that is important if you want to build your brand, and if you want to build your business. This is something you definitely need to look at as well. Okay, so let's quickly go through. We're going to start with one app and tool today, if I'm correctly. And tomorrow we will do the meet. We're going to focus tomorrow on Facebook and LinkedIn. But before we do that, let's quickly look what are we going to talk about today. Now, first and foremost, there's so many social media channels. Where do you start? And that is the question we all have. There's so many. And like I said yesterday, you do one at a time. And you build underneath you so that you can then focus on the next. It's the Kaizen philosophy, 1% at a time, 1 foot ahead of the another. It's that one thing at a time. And you keep on building it until you have that under your control. And then you focus on the next one. Because it's challenging. There's so many to choose of, But I'm going to show you tomorrow the two main ones I would love you to connect with is Facebook and LinkedIn. Just to give you a nice example, last year, the internet turned 30 years old. Now, for some of you on this webinar are older than 30. You were born before the internet. Where the others of you that are younger probably have never seen the world without internet. But yeah, let's look at it. There's 8 billion people in the world. There's about 5 billion on mobile. There's about 5 billion probably now on internet, probably more because of of what's happening, this lockdowns. Active social media users also probably at 4 billion now, because this is a year later. and over 3 billion mobile social media users. So, the stats out there that people are online. So you have to be online at this period of time to be seen and build a brand. Okay, so which social media platform would my business be on? Would I suggest? Well, interesting. And remember, this is only business to business. Email still ranks at 93%. LinkedIn ranks at 89%. Twitter, interesting, ranks at 77%. Then Facebook, then YouTube. Unfortunately, Google Plus closed down yesterday last year when this was launched. But yeah, look at that. Email still. But remember, this is not spamming people. This is business to business. This is directing your normal email. It still has a biggest impact result out there compared to other ones. Social media platforms that gives the best business value. Interesting, Facebook and LinkedIn is still top. And then YouTube and Twitter. So this is all that is important for you to be on social media platforms. Okay, so this is another thing that is interesting. And that's why I said yesterday at the previous webinar that certain platforms will give you a faster result than other ones. Now, to give you an example, people on Facebook are daily on Facebook 80% of the time, and 15% of them are weekly. Compared to LinkedIn, only 18% of them spend daily their time on LinkedIn, and 31% weekly, and 51% less often. So you might start your LinkedIn marketing campaign right now, but you're only probably going to start seeing results after month 2 or month 3. And so this is important for me is to remember different seeds takes different times to reach a point where they can give you a harvest. So make sure when you start your campaigns to measure everything that you do. Again, most effective marketing, and unfortunately this was now 2018, I'm waiting for last year one's result, was social media marketing was 18%. And one thing that I'm going to focus to you about is the importance of content marketing. Again, business to business, again, 93% email, 87% social media, SEO, paid search that we just talked about. And one thing that I'm going to also focus on this series of marketing is the importance of SMS. But SMS have changed now to WhatsApp, the importance of WhatsApp, how you can use WhatsApp, and how you can get connected with people on WhatsApp. Look at that, 29% of people open their tweets. And interesting, 20% of emails are open. I can show you my stats are between 18 and 28% of people that open my emails. Out of 10,000 emails that I sent out almost daily, only 200 of 10%, only 2,000 people of that open it at the end of the day. 12% of people read your Facebook post. And that's why content is so important. And that's why you can't just post one post a day. You will see me at least put out 2 to 3 posts a day to connect with people on social media. That is very important. Gary Vee says you do the 79-21 rule. Why? Everyone does the 80-20. So let's us be different in the marketing end of the day. Let's stand out. Let's not follow the norm. Let's be different. The idea is, because you measure everything that you do, is that 79% you will spend your time on that what works. And that's why after you've measuring it, you find out what works. You spend almost 79% of your time on it, and 21% of your time of generating content for all of the other platforms. And that is very important. Again, which following media channels generate the most leads? Again, LinkedIn. I think, again, LinkedIn is very important. People are not sure. Mainly they always say word of mouth, but they're not 100% sure. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. So it's important. This, remember, is business to business marketing. So another thing, Facebook versus other social media platforms. The only thing about this one is that Facebook is a return of investment is higher than any other of the other channels. So you're going to get more. And I agree, LinkedIn is at the moment very still expensive for their ads, but your best return of investment for putting money on ads will be Facebook in the end of the day. Example, are we running an ad campaign now for an event that we are doing next weekend, and you will see the email soon. It's a global event, and we're getting between R6 and R10 a lead. In the end of the day, that is the cheapest we've ever gotten leads. Usually it's been between 40 and 100 rand. But because everyone is on social media today, is that we get it up to 6 to 10 rand. So the time for marketing is right now because everyone is on social media. So it's important for you to generate content and market yourself on social media. Okay, so the first tool for today that I want you to realize before we start with any social media channels, and that is the power of social proof. Now, power of social proof is important. If you are very hungry, which restaurant do you go to? The one that you know of or the one that you've never been to? Remember, you're very hungry. So I want a hamburger. I love Steers. I'm going to go to Steers. But here's the thing. If I talk to a friend like, look, I want to go eat for a burger, where do you think I should go? And if you suggest to me, let's say, in Centurion is a place called Capital Craft, I've never been to them. Like, their burgers are the best. They're value for money, and you really will enjoy the environment. What's the chances of me going to that restaurant? Almost 100%. And this is what social proof does. It gives social credibility. Do you have social proof out there that you are the best and that people do love what you do? Because people are going to look at what other people say. That is why things like TripAdvisor has become so big, is that people, rate the where they were, the experience they had. That's why Airbnb is all about the reviews of people have the experience by staying at your Airbnb. So social proof is very important because it gives people, in a sense, peace of mind that they're going to do business with you, that they can trust you in the end of the day because others have had a great experience with you. Now, the different types of social proof is from customers. That is one thing that is important. Do you have customer testimonials? But not only written testimonials. Make sure it is video as well. I think that is one thing that is important. People don't always trust a written thing because anyone could have made it up and put a name to it. So if you can have video testimonials from customers, that would be great, and it will put you in a different league compared to your competitors. What does experts say about you? Do you have some social proof from experts in your market that's can give you some proof? Referral from friends, I think that is important. Is let friends refer you, share your post, put also a testimonial for you. And the other thing is rating and reviews. If you go to your social media, your LinkedIn, your Google My Business, your website, did people leave you some reviews? Did they rate you a 5-star? Especially on Google My Business, LinkedIn, and Facebook, I think is the 3 top ones for ratings and reviews. And the other thing is, do you have some social media proof where people share your post, where people comment and say thank you for your service, and taking a screenshot of it? What social proof do you have? The other thing about social media proof is how big is your following? When you put out a post, do you get likes? If you go follow Color My Soul on Facebook, you will see of her that every post she puts out, that she gets between 100 to 500 likes. She gets about 20 to 100 comments. And the other day she had over 100 shares of one post. It shows you that is all for free. So that shows you that you can generate business for free if you use your social media correctly. The other thing that gives you social proof, are you certified with the right industries? Do you have the right certifications? Are you part of the right governing bodies, etc.? This also generates some social proof for you. Okay, the first platform today that we're going to focus on is something called Google My Business. Are you on Google My Business? Now, most people don't know of Google My Business. Google has given us a free platform. Now, you used to have Google Plus, but they saw that didn't work, so they created something called Google My Business. Now, Google My Business is a great platform. It's to attract customers with your free business profile. It's for free, by the way, on Google, and it helps Google to put you in front of customers. Now, here's one of our customers. IP dimension, if you go Google them, you will see that it's usually Google My Business is on the right-hand side. Now, if they are top in the industry, if I had to search and I'm in Centurion and I search IT, they have to be first. But how do you get first for free? And it comes down, Facebook has done it, and Google, it's all about algorithms. They want to put information in front of people that are valuable for people to read. They don't want to put garbage and anything in front of someone. So if they find that you are valuable in your market and that people love you, that they will put you for free, because that gives the people that search on Google a great experience. And by having a great experience, people come back. Now, if you have a Google My Business, your ad will experience like this on the right. It will be on Google Maps as well. But for me, the most important thing for me is I need you to look at the underneath IP dimensions. There's stars. Now, at the moment, I just looked this morning, they have 27 reviews. But that is what I talked about, reviews. The more reviews you have there compared to your competitors and stars, the easier and the more Google will place your Google My Business in front of people. So one thing is to get your customers to do that. The second thing is Google gives you analytics of how many people have clicked on your website, how many people have clicked on your phone. And the other thing about Google My Business is you can also post. You can post photos, you can post your products. As you see, IP Dimension has posted their products. You can even post like on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just go follow IP or go search for Kobus Visser and you will see that. The other thing it does as well, it even gives you a free website. You can build a basic website where people can make appointments, they can call or get direction, or they can see your reviews. So I will see you. There's IP Dimension. I will send you my link as well. But importance is that you can generate all this for free. Now you say, Kobus, but I have then so many platforms that I need to manage. See it in this way. It's like having 10 fishing lines in the water. Your chances of catching a fish is so much bigger. And if people search you, they find you everywhere. It's like Coca-Cola, or Vodacom. Vodacom in the some areas, they sponsor the signage boards. It's not necessary that they sell that product there, but they sponsor it because they want to be seen everywhere. It's omnipresent. And we want your business to be everywhere, your marketing to be everywhere, so that when people search, they know that you are the expert in your field or you are the best, and they want to do business with you because you're everywhere. And that already creates the perception that you are number one. Also, what's nice about Google My Business is you have the opportunity to create your own Google ads. So you don't have to go spend money with a company where if you spend R1,000 on Google ads, they take about 40% of that and they only spend 60%. So you actually spend $600. Why not go learn it yourself? Now, the platform is so easy on Google My Business. If you go to the bottom left, you will see create an ad. And when you create an ad, it takes you step by step from select your ad goal, create your ad, and set your budget. It's that easy. It takes you step for step. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but in a future time, I will set you a video of where we will go step for step. For me now, the importance of this marketing workshop that we're doing this whole week that you've missed on Friday is that I want to show you all the tools that are there. And then we will go in deeper, because it's important for you to realize there's so many tools that you are not currently using to your advantage that you are losing out. Now, if you have to run an ad, the less amount is R100 a day. So just have that into your budget. If you're going to run an ad on Google, Facebook, any other platform, a minimum of R100 per day, per ad. So just generate and start thinking about your budget. How much will you be worth spending? But like I said yesterday, for now, we're just laying the foundation. And when the foundation is right, then you start spending money on ads. One thing everyone asks me, what about a website? Yes, a website is important, but the website is like a CV. It's for where people just find information about. If you want to sell products and services, a website is just a general place for information, but people get lost. And you want to save people time. And that is an example of a website. is you keep it as simple as possible, and you always have a call to action. And the reason for the call to action is that you need to get their email address. You want to build your database because with the email address or with the email and cell phone number, your chances of turning that into business is much bigger than just to say I have 100 visitors to my website. Oh, look, I've got 100 emails, and that's people you can physically follow up. Now, yesterday I said you have to measure all your analytics every month, and every 3 months you make your big decisions. If your website is not converting, everyone, you don't take a year to 2 years to 3 years for you to redesign your website. It's too long. Every 3 months. If it's not working and you're not getting a 50 to 80% conversion, your website is not working and you need to change it. So have that bear in that mind. The one thing that is important is you need to create a landing page for everything that you're going to sell. What is a landing page? This is just an example landing page. A landing page is where you sell your product, where your ebook, your information, where people can get all of this from you. Now, for me, this is important is that if I'm going to search car insurance, for example, I don't want to get to your website that is car, home, house, everything insurance. I want car insurance. So imagine if I can save you time and you get to a page that just sells car insurance. What is the chances of you buying compared to a site where you don't know what to do? And that's the thing is people want to save time. So if you can save people time in today's age, you will be number one, you will be king. Because people don't have the time to search for everything. Like this, if I make it easy for people to sign up, I will be easier to convert the business end of the day. So this is just an example of a landing page. If you want to know more about landing pages, please send me a question and I will share with you more info. Okay, so who do you need to follow? One of my biggest mentors in this industry and is the top influencer in social media is Gary Vaynerchuk. I will send you more info on him. So please go follow him, listen to his podcast. Yes, he does curse and he talks his mind. But remember, there's nuggets in everything that he says. So if you have time, go follow him. So the next thing that I'm going to talk to you about that we're going to finish off with today is the importance of content marketing. Now, before we do anything about Facebook and social media and LinkedIn, is the creation of content. Content is king at the moment, especially in this period, because everyone is sharing content. That's from videos, that is from Q&As, white paper, news, that is infographics, emails. It's about sending out content to people out there. Content marketing strategy, it's important as you create your blog post, your web content articles, the stuff that you give away for free. And then you promote that to people. And then you start gathering their information. Because you are pushing out this to the people, they talk about it. They want to download your ebook. They want to join your webinar like you all are joining my webinar. And you're going to go into, from there, you're going to go into more interaction because now you've got their details. You're going to either phone them, you're going to have a consultation, you're going to get assessment, and you're going to request a proposal. Okay, so the benefits of content marketing. One, it drives website traffic. You get client engagement because they share your article, they share your podcast, they share everything that you put out there. It helps you to generate leads and convert them to customers. It creates media visibility. People talk about you. It gets you a competitive advantage, and it gives you brand awareness. And that's why content is so much important today, is the more content we can put out there, the better you will be seen and the more people you will attract. And I think that is the most important. So everyone, content. And I'm going to share with you some examples. If you go to my SlideShare, for example, you will find there's a document by Gary on how to generate content. And he talks about how to make 64 pieces of content in a day. It sounds a lot, right? Well, if you go to my SlideShare, you will find that this PDF is there for you to see how you can generate and create 64 pieces. Because people said, Kobus, I don't have time to create 64 pieces of content. emails and articles and videos, etc. He will show you in this PDF how to generate that. So there's another one as well called the Gary V content model, how to make 30 pieces of content from a single talk. Like I'm doing currently now. I can actually take 30 pieces out of this. I can share this video, I can share this audio, I can take photos out of what I've been sharing, and I can create articles about that. So you can create 30 pieces of content from one video, for example. So remember, if you are planning to be relevant in business over the long term, you need to consider putting out 100 pieces of content daily, according to Gary Vee. I'm not there yet. I'm about probably 20 pieces of content a day across all my social media channels. And the reason for this is, think about it in the social media term now, is that everyone is online. Everyone is posting things. And for me, the most important is, if you're not sea of chaos stand out, you're going to be lost. By having more content out there than your competitors, you will stand out. And remember, you don't have to, for every month, remake content. Everything that you share for this month, you can just reshare for the next 2 months, and totally those content you can share for 3 months. And what we do is we repurpose it, we change it a little bit, and we also share it in different times slots. And guess what? For the next 3 months, at least you have 100 pieces of content a day you create for a month, and you keep sharing it for 3 months. And that will help you in the long run. So don't get scared of not putting out in content. Remember, as I said in the previous webinar, is one step at a time, one thing at a time. Start creating. Start using this time in these 21 days that we're on lockdown to create as much content as possible. Give you examples of content. 41 types of content marketing I sell. You're going to see this when you get the PowerPoint slide, is that it's from articles, awareness, blog posts, assessment, infographic, podcast, thought leadership, white papers, videos, etc. Then interest, where you give training videos, virtual events, that is very big now, educational worksheets, where you give pages out that gives solutions to problems. You set up presentations and maybe use SlideShare for that. Consideration is where you put out webinars, testimonials, free trials, product marketing, etc. And for people to make decisions is case studies, detailed assessments, product demos, where maybe you do an online assessment about who you are, finding your personality, etc. So different types of content. Now, thank you for the one that asked more info about landing pages creation. Marley, can I ask you, I will go out and put it out a little bit more, and I will add it to the presentation, and then you come and join, and then I just quickly show you the importance of the landing page before we tackle Facebook and LinkedIn. So tomorrow, for everyone that is going to join, tomorrow I will go and focus on Facebook and LinkedIn, how you can use those channels, and I will do the landing page creation as well, and just show you a little bit of the power of landing pages. Okay, thank you for that. Any other questions before we close down this webinar for today? I'm just going to keep it open for a few seconds. I see someone is typing. Remember, the PowerPoint slides will be up on SlideShare today as well, and this video will be later today, be uploaded to YouTube. So be on the lookout for it if you want to re-look at it and re-listen to it. And this webinar is about, today's one is 40 minutes. So it's an average of 40 minutes per day. I don't want to make it too long because it's too much info. I want you to go through the webinar, go through the PowerPoint slides, and go answer the questions that I've asked. Yesterday is important. Today as well is to look at content, what you can create, what you can put out in your business, your social proof, etc. How many days, Lorraine? We started yesterday is until Friday. So it's 5 days. And why 5 days? I worked out that if you had to come to Friday's event, it would have been 5 hours. If you plus the breaks and everything, we had 5 hours of training. So I'm going to put out 5 hours basically in total of training. Now, some days might be more, but for now, I'm just sharing the basics with you, and then I'm going to put out more info tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. How does the link work with attracting guests to a guest farm? It's not business or business, but business to people. Jenny, I think at the end of the day as well, business to business, the CEOs also, we have a game farm currently where I'm at the moment. It's in Limpopo, and how we generate people is, first and foremost, Facebook we really do use. It's the main one that we generate business, and Google My Business is the other one. The third thing for business to business is we target companies that are tour operators, that are event organizers, that are people looking for places to take their guests. The next thing is also we look at LinkedIn, and we target those people because guess what? Depending on your target market, but certain people also need holidays. And if you can market your content to those people and not sell to them, share your photos, share people's experiences on your farm. Tell them if they, that's where your landing page is going to come in. They need to come to your landing page. You are giving a special offer away. They come to your landing page. They see your farm. They see your special. If you give me your email address, you will get a 50% discount voucher. We did it a lot, especially when I remember, I don't know if you remember, I forgot the Groupon. When Groupon was out, we used to do good with Groupon. And now Groupon doesn't exist. So how do you do that? Well, you use a landing page. If they come to your landing page, they get a 50% or a 25 or a 30% or an extra day or 2 days if they book with you. And all that you ask for is their email address. So you build up your database and you convert them afterward. The other thing also about your guest farm is important to put out social proof of people experiences. They not only their written testimonials, but their videos as well. And also content, photos of your farm. What can they experience at your farm? What it makes your farm so special compared to others? How can you get your farm to stand out? So, Jenny, I hope that does answer your question. There's so much more that you can do, but in the end of the day, it comes down, put as much content as possible, photos, visual, remember, auditory, feeling. Get people to feel about your product, your service, your place. One thing that we realized is the farm that we are staying at is by sharing photos of people's experience, people want to come stay here. And the thing is, once they're here, they have such a great experience. Guess what? They come back again. Guess what? And we ask them, is they give us advice, TripAdvisor rating. They share our post. We ask them to share our post. We upload your post and stuff to Facebook. Please go share it. They go share it. And before we know it, you get the traction of people promoting your business for you in the end of the day. Any last questions? Remember, please get your questions ready. Tomorrow when we do a webinar again and the day after, please ask. If you don't ask, you can always email me again because this video is going to be up. So anyone listening in the future, welcome to send me an email or comment on the box if this is on YouTube, and in SlideShare you have a place to comment as well. Okay, I think that is it. I see someone else is typing. Okay, Jenny, I see you want my email address. I'm going to give you, it's Quibus@Quibus.Visser. Do you see? It's so easy. The only challenge I have with people is to spell my name correctly. So I always say, everyone, it's Quibus with a C. Quibus with a C. So please send me your questions. Okay, so it looks like that is it. I see the rest of you are still on listening. Thank you very much for that. I hope you all learned something today, even if it's not as much as you think it is. I'm actually excited. I can't wait to share with you the other content. It will blow your mind about how powerful social media is and what social media can do for you. So please come back tomorrow and come join us. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more nuggets. Okay, excited. Kan nie wag nie. Thank you very much for that. Hier kom 'n ding. Of course, here comes a thing. So let's do this. One thing that's important after this webinar series, I'm going to share with you a sheet with tips, especially tools that you can use for social media, links, etc. So please stay tuned. Please be part of it so that you don't miss it. I'm going to share it by Monday next week. So after the weekend, I will share it with you because I'm going to ask you all then to give me a review in return so that I can give you the tool. So just be excited about that. It's going to make your life easy. Yeah, everyone, have a beautiful day. Be blessed. Be successful. Go through the PowerPoint slides. Do what you need to do to be successful. Ask the questions. Remember, there is no such thing as a stupid question. It's only a question, and that we all can learn from. And why not ask that question? Because it's an answer you're looking for. And rather get the answer now than waiting another month for you to get the answer. Everyone, I'm going to close this webinar. Thank you very much for joining. This is Cobus Visser with a C. Have a beautiful day.